ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Another request video for my student who is in geometry. One of the topics that he's been working on has been particularly challenging for him, and I want to show him exactly how easy it is because this is yet another throwback to Algebra 1 and Algebra 2. So let's zoom in and see what we're looking for here. We can already kind of see when we look at the picture type that this is a little bit different than normal, because when we look at our y-intercept, the thing that we expect to be easy to find, it's not. It's some kind of fraction, which tells us that this is expecting us to do our work not visually by the graph, but actually algebraically. So this is done basically in two steps. First, you need to find slope, and then you need to find your y-intercept. So in order to find the slope, we need to know what the coordinates are. So this is 1, 2, and then this is -5, 5. Once we know that, we're just going to go eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which one's our first point? Which one's our second point? I'll say that this is our first, and this is our second, 2 and 2. So if we remember back from Algebra 1 and Algebra 2, what is the formula for slope? Change in y over change in x. And now that all of our numbers are very conveniently labeled, we know what to do from here. So m equals y sub 2, which is 2, minus, what's y1? 5. What is x2? 1, minus, what is x1? -5. All right, what do we have? Double negative. And our slope will be what? 2 minus 5 is -3. 1 plus 5 is 6. So our slope is -1/2. That's a negative, I promise. So from there, we have half of our equation. We know that for this, our y is going to equal -1/2 x something, but we got to figure out what that pesky little y-intercept is. So what we're going to do is actually still pretty straightforward. We're going to take that y equals mx plus b, and we're going to use it to our advantage. I'm going to pick one of these points, eeny, meeny, miny, moe. I'll choose this one because the numbers are positive, and I'm going to plug them in. What's my y? 2. What's my slope? -1/2. Okay. What's my x? 1. And do we know b? No, we don't. Oh, how convenient. It's all written in such a way that there's only one variable. Okay then, so what's -1/2 times 1? Well, it's the same as any number times 1. It's itself. Okay, then what do? We're going to add a half, cancels. B equals 2.5. And this is kind of what they're training you to do. They're getting you used to the fact that in life, not everything is perfect, and not everything lies out perfectly and neatly on an individual point. Sometimes you're going to get a messy fraction. So if that's the graph type, what about the equation type? If I shimmy over to the side, it's still the same setup. First, we're going to be finding slope. Then we're going to be finding the y-intercept. So eeny, meeny, miny, moe, x1, y1, x2, y2. So give myself some space. What do we have? We have slope. What's our y2? 3. What's our y1? 1. What's our x2? 5 minus what's our x1? -3. Double negative is a positive. 3 minus 1 is 2. 5 plus 3 is 8. So our slope is going to be 1/4. So our answer is going to be y equals 1/4 x something. We've got to figure out the something. So eeny, meeny, miny, moe, which point do you feel like using? Again, I like my positive numbers. I'll do that. So what's my y equals mx plus b? What's our y? It's 3. What's our m? 1/4. What's our x? 5 over 1 for later, and then plus b. Multiply out, so that will be 3 equals 1 times 5 is 5. 4 times 1 is 4 plus b. And now comes the tricky part. -5/4, -5/4. Okay, so I don't have a calculator on me right now. If you do, this will work out pretty neatly for you. Let's see here. That's going to be plus, and then it's going to be 3/4 for the remainder, and then I'm pulling 2 I believe it's 1 3/4. Let me fix that out. Hang on. So that's 2 4/4 minus 5/4. 1 minus 1 is 2 minus 1/4. So that, yep, 1 3/4. And that's going to be your answer. Now, obviously, I don't have the calculator in front of me, so this can be a bit annoying for me who's doing this live, but you do have a calculator, use that to your advantage. But if you can see, the work for both of these is exactly the same. Go through the effort of finding your slope, pick a random point, plug it in. Go through the effort of finding your slope, pick a random point, plug it in. So that's the tutorial for this particular topic. Let me know if you're ready to take the DSA. I'm getting a little twitchy and I want to make sure things are going well. As always, stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe.